How's it going, everyone? Welcome to V-Test Drive. Today we have the 2025 Audi Q6 e-tron. Now, I've been impatiently waiting to get my hands on a review model for the 2025 Q6. It's absolutely one of my favorite EVs so far in the SUV segment of Audi. Now, the Q6 really places itself between the Q4 and Q8. The long-term plan for Audi is to kind of push the Q8 out of the picture and have it replaced by this model. And today's tester is a practically fully loaded model I have. It is the Technique. It does not have that passenger display, which is too bad because I find that to be super cool. But what's impressive is this car does not lose its comfort factor. It is a very comfortable car, and it is an absolute looker. I prefer it way more in looks in terms of the Q4. So if you're in the market for a 2025 Q6, go hit up your local dealer. If you are from Montreal or from Quebec, absolutely go visit Audi Saint Bruno. They are one of the best dealerships in Quebec with the widest selection of vehicles. It's a huge thank you to them. They've been really hooking me up a lot in the last couple of years with Audi products, and their customer service is absolutely out of this world. Now, I know it's compared a lot to the Q4, but I really think that the Q6 drastically stands out from the Q4. I love the sharp front end of the Q6. The Q4 kind of feels like it hit a wall. It's just very like squished in the front. Not my cup of tea. This has the better proportions, the better dimensions. I love the blue paint job, the blue metallic paint job. It's very subdued but yet luxurious. Really my vibe. My favorite part really is honestly the front end. I absolutely love this grille, and I love the Matrix LED headlights. And let me get the key fob out. Hopefully we can see it. It's a little bright out. So if you unlock, you kind of see it do a little dance all around here, and then they just illuminate. I feel like it's so cool. Audi has always been on point every time it comes to headlights and taillights. I mean, I feel like they're the ones who pioneered dynamic turn signals. So this is just a step in the right direction. And really, in the evening, I've seen a few Q6s at night. It looks so cool. And I really think the side profile is wicked as well. Once again, I keep bringing it up. The dimensions and the proportions are just right on this model. The Q4 feels a little bit too small. The Q8 is nice, but it kind of gives you more of a sporty feel. I don't know if that makes sense. This one has a really nice silhouette. I absolutely love the way the roofline sweeps in. You could opt for a Sportback model, which gives it a little bit more of a hunch down in the back. I've never been a fan of Sportback SUVs. It's just not my vibe. I don't feel like it fits. This proportion for me is just perfect. And of course, the e-tron on the side, staple for Audi e-tron models. It really signifies that you have something special. And of course, the back is a thing of beauty, the staple of all new Audi models, that sort of single strip of taillight in the back. And like in the front, it also does a little dance when you unlock. You can't really see it, it's a little bright, but once again, does a little welcome home style little dance, and I've always found that so cool. So yeah, that sort of sums it up for everything that's exterior related. It's not really a standout vehicle, which I find that kind of cool. A lot of the new EVs are very angular, very sharp, very futuristic. It looks cool today. Down the line in a couple of years to 10 years, I think it's going to be a little bit gimmicky, kind of like what the 90s cars were when they were experimenting with all sorts of things. I like that Audi's really keeping this very recognizable and yet minimalistic and simplistic, as they've always done in the last 20 to 30 years. Let's hop back in, let's go for a drive, and let's talk some more. Let's go.
When you first look at the Q4 e-tron and Q6 e-tron, they might seem like close cousins. Both electric SUVs with familiar Audi DNA, but underneath they're built on completely different foundations. The Q4 e-tron rides on Volkswagen MEB platform, a modular EV architecture shared with the ID.4. It's designed for affordability and compact urban mobility. The Q6, however, takes a massive leap forward with the new PPE platform. Developed jointly by Audi and Porsche, this is Audi's most advanced EV architecture, also used in the new Porsche Macan EV. the PPE gives the Q6 a more sophisticated suspension.
Let's delve into the Q6 e-tron's cutting-edge charging system. Built on the premium platform electric, it boasts an 800-volt architecture, enabling DC fast charging up to 270 kilowatts. This means you can charge from 10% to 80% in just about 21 minutes under optimal conditions. A unique feature is the dual charging ports. AC charging is available on both sides for convenience, while DC fast charging is accessible on the driver's side. Moreover, the Q6 e-tron introduces bank charging for 400-volt stations. Here, the 800-volt battery splits into two 400-volt segments, allowing parallel charging at up to 135 kilowatt each, ensuring compatibility and efficiency across various charging infrastructures. Inside, the augmented reality heads-up display projects real-time navigation cues, speed, and driver assistance information directly onto the windshield.
So while the Q4 is Audi's entry into EVs, the Q6 represents their future. Just more premium, more powerful, and built to compete with the best in the segment.
Alright, so where the Q6 really flexes its tech muscles is in the whole infotainment system. And this is not just one big screen slapped on the dashboard. It's a lot more than that. It uses Audi's brand new MMI tech, which is the E3 1.2. This allows for way faster processing, so the touchscreens are very responsive, quite quick. It also features a lot of future-proof updates because it is updated over the air, kind of what Tesla's been doing for a while. And the cool part about it is that it is OLED, so the contrasts are really incredible. Even if you get a lot of sun glare, you're still able to see quite perfectly. It's a sunny day today. I haven't had any issues with that. And like I mentioned, it's very responsive. If you notice, we go into the menu, there's absolutely no lag whatsoever. You open your navigation, it opens quite instantly. Even the map itself, very Google Maps style inspired, and it runs really well and really fast. Audi really went all in with this. I know I said the map is Google inspired, which actually is from Google. So the map, that's why it's so responsive. That's why everything's so up to date. It uses the Google services for that. And you have Alexa incorporated as well, where you can voice control pretty much anything on the car. But my favorite part about all this is really the ambient lighting. This car is so cool at night. I was getting it washed and it was really dark, and you saw the programmable ambient light a little bit in there. But one of my favorite things is there's a light strip, a sort of light bar in the front of the dash, and it's really cool because when you give your flasher, you actually see a little ambient light in there too. So that's a neat touch. And of course, you can opt for a passenger screen as well. This car isn't equipped with it. Instead, it's just a sort of black panel, those piano blacks. Let's see how that resists long term. All right, now let's go back on the road, and now we're going to talk about how this car feels to drive. Me not driving a lot of EVs, I'm very focused on gas-powered cars. I'm going to give you my raw personal perspective on how it is. Unfiltered, really what I think this car is like. So let's go. Now in terms of dynamic, to start off with, this car feels great. I've driven a Q5 for a quite significant amount of time, and this kind of feels like it. Only difference is it's much bigger. It feels much bigger. Doesn't necessarily feel that heavy. It is a heavy vehicle. It doesn't feel its weight. And I really think this is all contribution to Porsche's design of the PPE platform. I mean, they did work in conjunction with Audi, but it is primarily a Porsche design. And let's be real, Porsche kind of knows what they're doing when it comes in terms of weight distribution, balance, all sorts of things like that. Now, is it mind-boggling like the RS e-tron at almost 1,000 horsepower or the Tesla Plaid? No, it's not meant to be that. But this being a quattro all-wheel drive system does give you that kind of safety, that control, that grip. So it's perfect for winter. It's great for summer. It's just great all around. The quattro is, in my opinion, one of the best all-wheel drive systems. All right, so I activated regenerative braking, and it's really interesting the way the system works. Maybe I'm the one who's doing it wrong. So you kind of actually use the paddles to control how much regen you want. So I'm coming to a stop right now and I let go of the gas, and the car's not really braking that greatly, but if I do the minus paddle, that's where the car pretty much comes to a stop. Now, another thing I want to try. We have a stop sign coming up. Is the car going to detect that there's a stop sign and start regen braking on its own? Yes, it does. So that is super wicked. That is super, super wicked. So because the car has cameras and it can detect on the road and everything, I'm coming again up to a stop sign. I let go. The car's detecting that we're nearing an intersection and the regen starts. That is wicked. So again, this Q6 is really a car for you to geek out if you're a tech-savvy person. All right, so let's talk about the Q6's competition. Think the BMW iX, think the Mercedes EQE SUV, the Model Y Performance. Polestar 3 is also a competition. I really think the BMW iX is what comes as close to the Q6 as they have it. And I think it's a beautiful car. I've always liked BMWs. I've owned a couple of them. And of course, the Mercedes EQE definitely wins on the luxury side. The Q6 kind of sits in between, more of a luxury slash kind of sports SUV. So it's a really good in-between. If you're looking for that pure luxury plushness, go with a Mercedes. If you're looking for more of a versatile, everyday, sporty SUV, yet luxurious, the Q6 is the best bang for the buck. Now, if we're being honest, no EV comparison happens without mentioning the Tesla Model Y. I know, Tesla's in hot waters recently. I personally never liked Tesla, and it's their fit and finish. They're great cars. I think they're phenomenal vehicles. They drive really good, they handle really well, they look very well, but the fit and finish is absolutely atrocious. You have gigantic panel gaps, you have the inside that rattles and squeaks, but it just doesn't interest me or win when it comes to the fit and finish and the quality that Audi, Mercedes, or even BMW gives you. I've been dabbing in a potential EV purchase. And I know the market is starting to get a little saturated with different competitors and different cars. But I've always been an Audi fanboy, so I've owned them for quite a while. And this Q6 for now is my favorite EV of the lineup. In terms of comfort, in terms of sportiness, in terms of luxury, it's not necessarily cheap, but you do get some really nice technology with it. So this is Jordan signing off. I really want to thank everybody. I hope you enjoyed the review. Like I said earlier on in the video, I should be getting my hands on an S Q6 very soon. So I'm going to be able to do a really good comparison between the regular model and the S model. So for that reason, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, ring that bell notification, stay up to date. And once again, thank you everyone for the massive support. It's just overwhelming. And I will catch everybody very soon. Bye, have a good day.